should've took it when you made that call. Can't let them chances go. I want my shine up, line up. Oh, my mind switched like off and on.
Is you with it or not? When you see me, I'ma put the pan ya. All the galley pan took the one talk, but you see me, I just really want talk easy. Man, I take it easy, you know. Even the preacher that he couldn't reach me, you know. It's so love, I need a piece of, you know. Ain't orange when they come from overseas, you could be the main squeeze. It ain't you, it's me and you don't make sense, but it's true though. Let's forget about it, like did you know? If it ain't with you, then I ain't trying to make a move, but won't say if it ain't true.
Should've took it when you made that call. Can't let them chances go. I want my shine up, line up. My mind switched like off and on. I see you with your girl just the other day. I want me shining on, I know you wanna stay. Time up, send me see you wind up. Come again, line up. My body, mine up, come a friend. Yeah, one again. We flex up till we gone again. Watch your friend, them gone again. Watch out, me style on again. Oh, if you want it, call in the morning. If you want it.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. A mic check 1 2 1 2. Here we go. Say mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Oh, I can't do that. I forgot. I'm in here with real musicians, real artists, real artistic people. You know, it just,
I thought you was about to do something.
I was, y'all was going to
look hip-hop-ish.
You know,
you do.
Got my
Okay,
feeling pockets. I real deal saw that movie for the first time the other day. Barbershop. When Cedric was like, OJ did it. So I keep walking around saying OJ did it. I don't know why I just like that part.
Make sure you get your movie game up.
Right.
Come on, man.
Hey y'all, what's up? I'm being judged right here, right now, per usual, because of my lack of movies. You be proud of me. I really been watching a lot of TV.
I just watched The
lately.
Temptations, so I understand. I didn't even finish it, but I probably got about 25 minutes left.
Listen, I have not watched the full Temptations. I either watched the first part or either I finished the
Hey, they got on Peacock.
I know.
You can just boom.
I just never finish it like the
Check
last
out what
time.
I watched last night.
What you
and fell
watched?
asleep on.
What?
For some reason, I wanted to watch it. Dirty Dancing.
What made you want to watch Dirty Dancing?
Very artistic.
It's the dork in him. I shouldn't say dork. It's the art. It's not dork.
I don't know that movie.
Movies or what's your all-time favorite movie?
My all-time favorite movie is Don't Be a Menace to South Central about drinking your juice in the hood.
Come on.
Do you know that my first I just saw that movie.
Message.
Especially when it's like one of the best parody movies ever.
I just saw that movie for the first time this summer. But the problem, maybe not this summer, maybe like about 3 or 4 months ago. But the worst part about it is my children have seen the movie before. So like sometimes we would just get together and watch movies or whatever. And so they were like, Mama, let's watch this movie again. I was like, again? I ain't never seen this, or how have you seen it? And then as I'm watching this with my 19-year-old and my 13-year-old, I was like, this is so inappropriate.
It was beautifully inappropriate.
Man, I got these cheeseburgers,
man.
man.
See, them wings. Ain't nobody fooling with the one.
And my
Listen,
19-year-old swear that he was watching that movie when he was 10.
Bruh.
I definitely was. I've been watching that movie since it came out.
Listen, when that movie came out back in the day, I used to watch
I
it
just
all
don't
the time.
remember.
And then we was in
Time.
high school. Oh my God, used to that cheeseburgers. Oh man, we used to.
I said I
Just
was
find
gonna do
something out there.
like a little dashiki skit. You know, she did the poetry.
Yeah.
I know that poem by heart.
Listen, I was like, my.
crazy.
So what's your all-time favorite movie?
Okay, y'all gonna laugh at me.
Y'all gonna laugh at mine too, so it's okay. I got two.
You gonna laugh,
What? I'm sure.
but they're tied. Can I say two?
We
Yeah.
listen and we don't judge.
We
Okay.
listen.
Okay, Forrest.
I
Gump.
listen.
ready?
I do judge.
All right, listen. So
But I
these-
don't judge. I just tell the tree by the fruit.
These
that
are
it
two
fell. I
movies.
identify.
that I can watch all day long, and always find something different.
Hurry up.
I am Forrest Gump and Coming to America.
Oh, Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Very
Yes.
good. High five.
And Coming to America.
Those are good.
Very good.
Yes, thank you.
very
One more time,
good.
one more time.
Yeah, very
Yes.
good.
Forrest Gump for sure.
Yes, I mean that movie is. I dissect something different every time. I just watched the other day, like, and then I was like, you know what? Let me go watch the making of Forrest Gump. Let me go on YouTube and just see how the behind the scenes stuff. You know what I'm saying?
So one of my favorite movie is What's Love Got to Do with It?
Oh, girl, that's a banger.
Okay.
That's
yeah,
a good
like
movie.
I love What's
I know
Love
that
Got to Do
one.
with
What's
It.
your favorite part? I'm gonna tell you my favorite part. What's your favorite part?
When
on
she
that?
kicked his ass in the limo.
Okay, my favorite part when she was running to the other side to the hotel.
That's the same scene.
It's
My
the same
favorite.
scene,
That's the
but
same
that
scene.
running
Actually,
scene.
my
that's
favorite-
Oh
the scene.
yeah, in
That-
the
that-
white suit.
Yes,
Actually,
like
my
that
favorite
was so
part
dramatic.
is
like,
in the beginning when she first comes into herself. Like when she finally gets it's different for me now watching it as an adult
okay.
as it was then. Because then I used to just like it because, I used to think I could sing and I used to perform the whole thing. Like I used to perform the whole
Yes,
movie.
me too.
Had to.
Yeah.
But I really like when her sister when she was surprised, her sister was surprised, when she found I'm
Oh,
that
you
girl.
a baddie.
Yeah.
Like
I
I'm
mean,
her.
Yeah.
Like when she came into that,
That's what's up.
that's really my favorite part.
My favorite part when Lorraine dropped them kids off. The boy said, "What I supposed to do with two more kids? Like they wasn't here first. Them was your kids before you had these. What I supposed
That's
to do
what
with
we
two
should
more
start
kids?"
doing in 2025, right? I want to go back and give perspective on movies now as an adult because now I'm Lorraine, nigga. I am Lorraine.
Facts.
You stick me with a kid, your kid coming with you.
You bring your mistress in the house.
Your kid coming with you. I'm Lorraine. This person right here, I am Lorraine, and I would definitely have. At this person, I would have encouraged Tina to. Why is you raising his kids, baby? You need to go. And you got the talent, boo. You're the talent. Like you are the talent. But because she, did what she did and inadvertently helped the kids and all that other stuff, she ended up being the legend that she would. Did she die? Or is she still alive?
She just died recently.
Okay, yeah, I just
Really?
wanted- yeah,
Not Tina.
yeah. And I felt like that's what it was, but she not be behind time. So we did all this talking and we ain't even talked about
We got it. You ready?
this amazing,
Come on.
amazing
Come on.
artist,
Come on. Let's get it.
poet, human
get it.
being,
Let's
piece
get it.
of flesh in the making.
Come
This
on,
amazing
come on.
person right here.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming and joining us today.
Thank you for letting me.
So I am horrible with names. So when you said
Sophie.
So my name is Sophia.
but I've been every time I see the flyer, I call it Phi.
I go by Phi. Yeah, everybody sees the PHI and they
Yeah.
instantly think Phi.
I be like, so Phi. So that's what I have named you in my head. Because I know your name is Sophia. So when I see Sophie, in my mind, and literally until you just
once
said
upon
it,
a
it's
time,
So Phi.
once upon a time, I did want to be a rapper. That was gonna be my name.
So Phi. I'm
But-
telling you, you were so Phi in my
Okay.
mind.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it. I love it. So thank you very much for coming and chatting with us and just
Thank
talking
you.
to us about the amazingness that you got going on. As y'all know, I'm your favorite girl in the world and my co-host and
T-Vocal, the host.
sidekick,
Huh?
producer and all that other
Yes.
good jazz. We just wanted to
I am
come
him.
and chop it up. We are ending an amazing year.
Yes, we are.
So before we go any further, I want you to tell us what was 2024 to you as an artist, as an entrepreneur? What was 2024 for you?
2024 was wild. It was a lot of growth, and it seemed like a short period of time. Even though it's been like a whole year, it seemed like it just went by like that. I wrote my first book, 2024.
Hey, congratulations.
So I became an author. I started getting paid a little bit for poetry. It was like just in that book for sure, like brought a lot of growth out of me because we set deadlines and time like for this. So it was like I have to get this done. So that put me on like a focus for the rest of the year. Like I gotta produce as much as I possibly can. I got my first feature. In Words of a Latte.
Congratulations.
2024.
Shouts out to Kristen.
Shout out to Kristen.
The visionary of Words of a Latte, the whole Words of a Latte team.
Mm-hmm.
T Vokalz is a part of that team. You can catch him on the stage every Monday night. I got to plug my girl because
Come
that is
tonight.
my girl. And I love what she does for
Yes.
what I love. I see Kristen and literally in my mind is consistent Kristen.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like I always put adjectives with people. I have some annoying Amandas too. But for Kristen is consistent Kristen because she is consistent. And her consistency, her ability to be consistent has what given so many people a platform,
including
a voice, and just the opportunity. And I just think about my lack of inconsistency. And I
She
just
do
think
make
about
you think that though.
for real. I just and I just think about the lives. Every year there's at least 10 new people who didn't have a shot at whatever their craft was that she gives them the ability to develop that and give them the ability to say, I want to do, no matter if it's comedian, musician, singer, author, right? It doesn't matter, whatever it is. She should start doing, and y'all should think about this. Y'all should start doing classes of Words of a Latte. Like have a 2024 class of Words of a Latte. Like those are all the people who have flourished into their, flourished into their art or that craft that
Words
year.
of a Latte alumni.
Yeah, real deal. Real deal because that is super dope. Okay, we got off on that, but yeah. So some other great things that happened in 2024.
Since we are talking about Kristen, because she is one of the inspirations for what I am doing now.
Awesome.
I do every second Sunday. Pretty much same type of situation, more intimate vibe. Singers, rappers, painters, whatever you know how to do. It's called the Phi Factor Local Stage, and because Kristen gave me my platform to like grow and find out the person I am, I had wanted to create that for other people that might be a little bit more timid or haven't performed before. Because words, it could be a big crowd at first to be your first time. I did it, but everybody ain't just there yet. So I want to like at least be the stepping stone for them to be like, okay, well, I'm ready. I done did it at Phi Factor, so now I could go to Words and grow.
So let's talk about that if you don't mind. I want to kind of dissect that a little bit because a lot of people would kind of feel a certain kind of way in what you just said, right? And first of all, I definitely applaud you. High five. I like to give high fives. I'm sorry, Ma. But high five to giving Kristen her, giving her homage and giving her flowers and letting it be known, like, boom, her platform is what inspired me to do this platform. Because a lot of the times in our city, we have so many people who see someone else doing something and they feel like, oh, I can do that, so I'm going to do this. And so they go and try to recreate what someone else is doing, not realizing that they're possibly pulling from that platform or whatever the case may be. But that's not what you're doing. You're like enhancing the platform by giving them.
I feel like when you are, especially Krista being the only person doing something like that, and the fact that I am drawing for her, it's almost like a check-in. Like, I need to talk to you about this. This is what I plan on doing.
Listen, y'all. Wow. And that is
because you don't want nobody to feel away.
Let's talk about that. That's healthy. Yeah. That is healthy business. That is healthy woman to woman. Because I'm a girl's girl. A lot of people don't agree with that. But I'm a girl's girl, right? I'm a girl's girl because I feel like at the end of the day, Black men, they do have it hard. But women, we have it so much harder. We give goddamn life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. And so the fact that for a woman to be able to come and say, hey, like, I want to check in, and like, it ain't no check in or no check type situation, just respect, like you said,
Yeah, because she the only one doing it.
The only person doing it. It's different in a situation like, you know, I'm opening up another club. Well, I don't need to go have a conversation. Shouts
With
out to Hayes
yeah.
and my family at Hayes. I don't really need to go holler at them and be like, I'm opening up a club, because there are so many other clubs, right? Now, if I want to go open up a club that say Hayes Horizons, then, you know, I might need to go have that conversation and say, hey, y'all, the name is a little, you know,
kind of like y'all's, but it ain't.
But it ain't, you know, I got 2 words that start with an H and not y'all just got, you know. But I really appreciate that. And I really hope people tap in and see that, because moving forward in Shreveport, that's what we got to do. We got to start having conversations that we shy away from because of how somebody might feel. We have to have those conversations that are loaded and not vocalized, because you end up treating people differently, moving differently with people because of things that have not been communicated. And what we saw, 2024 taught me that Shreveport is a gym. The world sees that Shreveport is a gym. Shreveport doesn't see that it's a gym.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a person who's a part of 50 Cent's crew, one of the top people on his crew. And within 15 seconds of this man opening his mouth and talking to me, I knew that he had been speaking to a sour Shreveportian.
Yeah.
I knew that he had been talking to a sour Shreveportian, because he told me all of the Shreveport business, and he ain't even from here. But he can tell me every negative. He can tell me every clique that don't like this clique. He can tell me what politician was in office that shouldn't have been politician and all this other type of stuff. And it's like, we got to start having these conversations and move as a conglomerate, because once they see division amongst us, they coming in for the kill.
Right.
And we're so divided, we ain't gonna ever. So again, I be on my tangent, but that's big ups, that's big props. It's okay. The local rap scene in Shreveport, there's no reason why Baton Rouge rap scene is more prevalent than Shreveport's rap scene. When Boosie came to Shreveport to get on, let me say that again. Boosie was doing his thing, but it wasn't until he came to Shreveport and did Wipe Me Down with, not Wipe Me Down, did Ratchet with Mandigo and them, that he really started popping him. That song really pushed him. Lava House. So we literally bow down to somebody who came to us to get on. But we're so divided on the scene that that's what they do. That's why the world knows Boosie as Mr. Ratchet instead of knowing Mandigo as Mr. Ratchet. It's because of our lack of the ability of sticking together. Have you experienced that as an artist?
Not yet. Not necessarily. No, not yet. I hope not to.
That's one of the things that I really love about your crew. I'm an outsider, looking an admirer from the outside.
Come on, crew. She got a crew.
You know, like you know, Eddie, CC, like your crew. You know what I'm saying?
They're my village for sure.
Yeah, your village, and that's how y'all move. Y'all move as some village, and you're gonna see everybody supporting one another. You're gonna see everybody going to one another. So. I appreciate that, and I love that, and I wish that we as a whole city could understand that what Big Mama said on that movie. Individual, we a fist, but if we ball them up, we a mighty blow.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all know that we all trying to make it. Like, I understand. I do respect the people who do charge for promo and things like that. But if you see it, I don't see what is the problem with sharing it. Like, there's nothing to do. Just share it or just tell the next friend what's going on. But me and Cece and our friend Vanessa, we actually have a group. It's called SBC Affordable Art Events and stuff. It's a faceless group, but we're behind the group, and we ask every day, like, who got something coming up, because we don't
I had no idea.
Yeah,
I had no idea that CC, because we have the Shreveport Family Christmas Festival coming up next week, and so I saw it, and I think I inboxed and asked to post it or something of that sort, but I connected it on accident. I still ain't know what it was, but I thought that was super, super dope, because we need stuff like that, and that's one of the things that I'm always preaching about in Shreveport, and I'm part of the problem because of my lack of consistency, because one of the major issues in Shreveport is that there's so much going on. It's just so many people who don't know about it.
And don't know
like
about it.
This past weekend, and I made a post about it earlier, but I left some stuff off. This past weekend, we had Young Jeezy.
Yeah.
We had Stokely.
Come on.
We had Grambling Tiger. J Howell. We had, forgot that.
Yeah.
We had Grambling versus versus LSU.
Right.
Milky was in the goddamn city.
Yeah.
We had Don DC Curry
Yes,
at
facts.
the comedy
Twice,
at the
2
comedy
nights.
club.
Yeah.
Friday
we
and
had
Saturday.
Welcome to Whoville. We had the River Park Church had a big Christmas ordeal. Like, no matter if you wanted to do something for cheap, no matter if you want to do something for free, no matter if you want to do something with your boo, no matter if you want to do something with your family.
With the family, right?
There was
something to do.
something to do for everybody.
But guess what though? We didn't capitalize.
Mm-hmm.
We don't
the
capitalize.
only
We
issue.
don't capitalize on stuff when stuff come to our city. But then these main folks will be on Facebook. Ain't nothing to do here in our city. We don't come together and do
When you
stuff.
say we didn't capitalize, what do you mean we didn't capitalize?
Everybody is like go support.
I think the marketing has died down because everything is so digital and social media. Like, nobody goes out and passes flyers
Correct.
anymore, or
Yeah.
put them on your cars, or go talk
It's
to.
illegal.
Is it?
Yes, it's
They-
illegal.
Mm.
They reprimanded me. I got reprimanded twice. Once downtown Shreveport and once at the Centratel. You cannot go put flyers on folks' stuff. Now you can go to establishments,
Yeah.
get the okay,
Yeah.
and then
It's in their
if a
private
police
parking.
officer,
Yeah, parking,
if a
yeah.
police officer stops you, then you can let them know that you already got it. But it's actually illegal. And I because that was like I was back in the gap, like you know what I'm saying. When my
Street team.
promotion,
Street team.
street team. That's what
Yeah,
got me
they fell
on
off. The
because
street teams fell off
my
because of
kids
that.
were my street team, and they were 3 and 7 years old. We was out there putting flyers
Facts.
on people's
That's me.
cars
That's
for events and stuff like that. But I think that there are a couple of reasons why we don't capitalize. One of the reasons we don't capitalize is because we don't do business. we don't do business. We do hobby. We don't do business. We do hobby. And when you're doing hobby keeps you over here, and it doesn't put you in those business communications, those business lines. So you don't even know the business that's going on because you ain't registered as a business. So that's how you find out when the fans find out, because you're not in the business conversations and in the business rooms. I'm learning that with myself. I used to feel left out. I used to feel like, oh, they didn't tell me this, they didn't tell me. Well, you still over there on the fan side, Dorian. You're not on the business side. It's just two different conversations, two different places, and we need to understand that as a people. Also, we don't utilize social media for what it is. We gonna go on there and do what Mark say and tell our feelings, but we don't go on there and search for events and stuff. And again, we don't use social media in business the way that it is. If you got an event coming up, your stuff should be registered with Google, right? You should be your event should be on Eventbrite or one of the tall tale event situations. So when people go and they search and say, like we keep saying, stuff is digital.
Right.
I should be able to go and type in what to do in Shreveport.
Right.
The
And
Shreveport
stuff
Family
should come
Christmas
up.
Festival
Stuff
is going
should
to come
come
up.
up. Yeah, a
Whatever
lot
it
of
is
stuff,
is going to
yeah.
come up. But again, we get upset and we feel like people aren't supporting.
Do business
And it's
right.
But
literally
we ain't
just that
taking the
people
time.
we're not taking the time. People just literally we're not doing the business.
Yeah, because I know when I went to the Black Rodeo and stuff, and I was like, "Y'all finna go?" And everyone was like, "It's here." I'm like, "Yeah."
And has been here for
It's-
quite some time.
Right.
Quite some time. Like years.
Yeah.
But they did and this is the thing about it. And this is something
Also
that
that community too. I mean,
I-
if you're not a part of that community, and the trail rides or the
and that's what I was kind of about to say.
things like that.
Was it
it's
packed?
kind of-
No.
It was straight.
It wasn't packed?
It was
Not to
probably about,
me.
I can say 75% people as in.
I
wasn't-
say about a good 65.
65?
I
Okay.
say-
So
Well,
to
I
me,
take the
65%
Because
is
I remember
good.
it used to be like
Packed.
packed.
But
Where
due
the
to the
top
lack
was-
of due to the lack
But
of
now they
promoting, because
put
I
the
didn't see it
curtains.
promoted at all.
No, not at all.
I didn't see it promoted at all.
I think-
Grambling wasn't
Yeah, I
there.
didn't know it until
Grambling
that
is
day.
usually
I
there.
didn't know that till that day.
I think I only knew because I worked for the radio station.
See, yeah,
Right.
and
You
they
know
was
what
a
I'm
part
saying?
of it.
So,
They sponsored.
But even and see, that's what we got to understand. So right, 5-6 years ago, we would see it promoted.
Right.
You would
Yeah.
see
Right.
you would see people talking about it at different ticket hubs where you could go and
Right.
buy the tickets for stuff like that. So they promoted it. They don't have to promote promote
And
it.
it used to actually be on billboards and stuff. Back
Exactly,
then.
but they kind of don't have
Gremlin
to do that
was there,
anymore because
band.
even if they don't promote it and
Yeah.
don't put that money into marketing, they still gonna get half. They
Yeah.
still gonna pack out 65%
Yeah.
because they've made their mark. It's now
Yeah.
become a custom.
Annual.
Everybody
It's
know
annual.
that I'm going to the Black Rodeo the second
Tradition.
Saturday in November or
Right.
whatever the case may be. So I said that to say, like even with Words of a Latte, could we do more promoting? Yeah,
But the word of mouth works
but
so well.
word of mouth and consistency, right? So no matter
Every
if it's
mo-
1 or 100,
every Monday.
No,
Words of a
every
Latte
Monday.
Rain,
is going
sleet, or
forward.
snow, unless we
Right?
say it. Unless
So-
we just.
Unless
we
something
open.
happened, it's all about the consistency,
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
think that play a lot of
Yes.
parts in the stuff as well. So we've been talking about just local stuff, of course, music, events and things of that sort. I want to talk to you about more of Sophia, the person, the artist. I want to know what made you want to go in. Is that okay? Were you thinking about going a different way? Okay, I'll be having to check in. What made you want to be a poet? What made you decide to be a poet?
I've been going to Words of Latte for years, so I always was inspired by it. Always was really dope to me. It took me to have a crush on someone. I had to crush on this person and this person. I liked them enough to write a poem and get on stage and perform it.
Dope.
So that was my first poem, and then after I had got the reaction I did, I was like, okay, I could do it again. And then the second poem wasn't even my poem. I did a Kanye West spoken word, and they fooled with that. And then I just kept on going. Like, it just kept inspiring me to keep going. And then Karen LeBeau came into play.
Shouts out to Karen.
Shout out to Karen.
Karen she's the
LeBeau,
auntie of the
man.
art. See, I be naming everybody in my head.
Man.
And in my heart, she is Shreveport's auntie of the arts by way of Nola, because we know she's from New Orleans. But yes, Karen is the auntie of the arts. Hey, auntie.
She is very resourceful and like very, 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 very like beneficial when it comes to like watching people grow. Like I started doing my poetry in February. Karen had me on an event, in April? And I'm like new. I'm an amateur, so I'm like, what? Okay, I'm not gonna say no though. So I did that, and that challenged me a lot. Like I was so scared. Like I was sweating, and she was like, "Are you sure you're gonna be able?" I was like, "Yeah." So a shout out to her for probably pushing me the most. Like she has these cocktails with Karen and coffee with Karen every month that I was me, CC, I would attend it every month. She'll give us literally free, like just free game about art, anything, art, visual art, literature art, anything. So she helped. She was a big inspiration in my growth. Like she gave me something to do. She gave the artist somewhere to go to learn and how to do things. She's the reason why we wrote our book.
So let's talk about that, because that again is so important, and we need more Karen LeBeau, right? Because one of the reasons, as a young entrepreneur, I got into entrepreneurship on accident. I tell people that entrepreneurship is my baby daddy. Like my kid's dad, I'm an unmarried mom, and I needed another resource.
Yeah.
So I got into entrepreneurship, doing events and comedy shows and stuff like that to meet a need. I had dreams of being a comedian, and I am kind of funny, but for me it was I'm just a fan of it, and because I'm a fan of it, I wanted to provide a platform for people. But it's different when you're actually passionate and you actually do that, and you have that insight and that not only that insight but that passion to be able to share and connect with other people. And like I said, that's why it's so important to have people like Karen, because how often one of the biggest struggles that I faced as an entrepreneur until I started meeting people so your Karen LeBeau is my Kim, Kim Sandifer. So Kim and her husband they're amazing, amazing people. But Kim is who hey Dorian, you got to get your NDAs. you got to get your this, you got to get your that.
Yeah.
She helped me with that entertainment side of it. But before I got to Kim, I had 4 years of invested money gone down the drain, failed opportunities, trying to figure it out myself because the other people who are already the game didn't want to share.
They didn't want to share.
They wanted to, what we call it now, gatekeep.
Gatekeep.
They wanted to gatekeep, and it's just not fair at all. And that's one of the reasons that, one of the things that I love about South Louisiana over North Louisiana. When I first started entrepreneurship, when I lived in South Louisiana, I lived in New Orleans for a little while, I lived in Baton Rouge for a little while, and I did my first comedy show when I lived in Baton Rouge. And nobody knew me there.
Yeah.
Nobody knew me, but I could persuade anybody to do anything. Tickets were $5 before 9 o'clock. Shots were $5 before 9 o'clock. So I just had to tell people what was going on. And they gave me, they was like, hey, I'm going to come out and I ain't coming back if it ain't good, but I'm going to give you the chance. We don't give people a chance here. We don't know them a lot of the times, but down south, they tend to give you the chance and you mess it up. They might mess with you again, but it's just, that's the difference to me in South Louisiana and North Louisiana, the level of support. That's how they're able to kind of sustain themselves down there because they truly support one another. So how important have you had the opportunity to be able to be a Karen LeBeau to any other artists?
I actually finna help a lady publish her own book. She reached out to me like 2 days ago. She met me at my feature.
Awesome.
So she was saying about, and that's the word she used. She was like, I really want to publish, but she was like, people be gatekeeping. I was like, oh girl, it's free.
Yeah.
I would tell you exactly how to do it. All you gotta do is pay for your books.
That's
like
it.
I would walk you through whatever you like. But any opportunity I can, I try to give it to them because of, I kind of already was that type of person, but can't just because of Karen just gives us, we go to the meetings, she feed us. We get something to drink. We meet other artists,
right?
Like artists we didn't know that were artists. So it's like, it's pretty dope.
So there's one side of gatekeeping, but there's also another side that we have to talk about because I've been accused of gatekeeping, right? You know, and there's gonna be a point in time where you may be considered gatekeeping. Because there's a thin line, right? But there's a difference in gatekeeping and using discernment. Right? Because there might be a time to where you're booked and you got buku, this, that, and the other going. So now you can't help an artist get their book published the way that you could. Now you might have to pay that $1.99 for my time. And it's not gatekeeping. It's just that I'm at a different place in a different part of my life and things of that sort. And that's what I want people to understand. And I don't gatekeep. I don't waste my time.
Yeah.
So there are some people who feel that I gatekeep because like this one specific young lady, she was upset because she wanted to know how to do an event on like Shreveport property. You know, you have to go to the task force. It's like a whole process. And so I gave her the first 2 steps to do. I gave her the first 2 steps to do. She didn't want to do the first 2 steps. She wanted me to give her the whole process. But if you're not willing to do the first 2 steps, what are we even doing that? Because when I give you the rest of the steps, now you're going to be confused because you didn't do the first 2 steps, but you take it as gatekeeping and I'm taking it as I'm not wasting my time.
And you just want me to do everything for you.
And
especially if I took the time out to learn how to do this myself, you gotta have to pay me for my education and my label. And if you don't want to go do it yourself, you definitely gonna have to pay me for it.
Because when you go to school, what you pay them teachers? What you do? You paying them teachers that tuition.
Paying them right now.
Shouts out. Somebody, I need $1,800 for this next class. Hit my cash app. Help your girl pay for this next class. But no, accountability is also a big part of it. You know, so like I said, gatekeeping, you definitely want to be able to disseminate that information. When I think of gatekeeping, I think of keeping somebody out of the gate. I ain't never trying to keep anybody out of the gate and things of that sort. So what are some other things that have inspired you as an artist? And what are some things that you would like to see happen more in Shreveport on the art scene?
Things that inspire me. The other artists here, like it's crazy on how I slept on. Like last night in my show, I had so many talented people that I had no clue did what they did. Like one of my friends got tattoos, but came up there singing like Tevin Campbell, like
Wow.
killing it. And I'm like, bro, what do you be doing? Why you ain't doing this on a rec? Like, just those people inspire me a lot. Max One, another person who inspires me a lot. This goggle gang. This is the reason, if y'all ever wonder why I'm always have these goggles on, it's because of Max One. But like people like that who actually just go out their way to be their authentic, creative selves. Slive, another one. Those type of people, like, they inspire me because they like it wasn't really an art scene for me growing up.
Right.
Like it wasn't. Then we had like art space and stuff, but it wasn't like an art scene as big as it is now. So that's like my main inspiration. Just watching everybody else do their thing, and it gives me inspiration to do my thing authentically. Like I don't want to do nothing just to go make this check or whatever. Like I want to actually, everything I do, I want to do it, and it be genuine.
Dope. So what's next? What's next for you?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I did me a little comedy the other day. It was
How did
bad.
that go?
Terrible, terrible, terrible. I gave them about 4 jokes. They laughed at one. It was terrible, but I'll do it again.
I actually had to open up for Bubba Dub.
Oh.
So crazy story. So I don't know if you know, but I did Wild Out Wednesday for 6 years here in Shreveport.
I remember a long time ago.
We ran it for 6 years. It was super dope. So in this this 6th year, we had a reunion show, and 3 Feet, who's my cousin, he came in. He was investing with us at this point. And so he was like, all right, cousin, we're going to take us to the next level. I'm going to start bringing like comedians, like people that's up and coming. So I'm like, all right, bet, let's do it. So I'm not a perfectionist, but I like stuff to be done.
Yeah.
Like, and especially in entertainment and things of that sort, like we're going to practice, we're going to run through. And my team had kind of became pre-famous. That's what I call them, pre-famous. So that's kind of like when stuff was going live on Facebook was kind of really buzzing. And like, so they was getting on live. We was getting like 2,000 people on views.
Yeah.
And so like they able to practice no more. Like, now I'm on live. We ain't got to. So I'm like, no, we have to practice.
Yeah.
And they would get so upset with me because I was like on their ass about practice, about getting there on time, about doing sound checks. So they had a meeting. They had a meeting without me to say that they wanted to move forward with the show without me. However, they wanted to keep the name D4's Wild Out Wednesday. They wanted to keep the name, and they wanted me to continue to pay for the building that they would have the show in. And so they knew that we had this show with Bubba Dub, and none of them came to the show. None of them ugly ass bastards came to the show. I never blasted not one of them. I never spoke on it publicly. Never did any of that. I went out on the stage and I was like, I could do this.
Yeah.
And the first thing came out my mouth was, repeat after me. Man, y'all say fuck them kids. I got that laugh and like 3 other laughs because it was funny. I literally just got up there, started telling my life. And my son had said something so funny earlier that week. He was like, man, mama, I knew my homeboy mama was ghetto because she stayed down the street. Shouts out to my homegirl. She know who she is. But she was like, she was down there telling them to go ahead and call their daddy for the spring break, for spring break. Yeah. And so I was like, why did you say she's ghetto? Tell me, man, mama, she gonna tell them you special because you got your own daddy.
Oh.
And it was just amazing. It was just funny because he was that just didn't register with him. And they was like, oh yeah, I got my own dad and my dad is better than yours. And the kids started, and as parents, we don't realize how trifling it make us look. Like mama. And I was like, well, Isaiah, how many kids does she have? She's like, it's 6 of them. So so it was just a whole thing. So, you know, I got to get up there and kind of vent about how my kids get on my nerves and my baby daddies. But yeah, comedy can't. You have to have crowd control. Yeah. You have to know how to be for real. It's an art. It is like completely an art. Derek Keener, one of my favorite comedians. He is out of Texas, up and coming, but he's so great because he know how to work the crowd. He know when they dying, when he need to revive them, and when he need to come with the one nut joke. Like he just know when to do what to do. So
that's something they definitely talk about a lot.
Any more comedy in your near future?
I'm gonna try it.
You gonna try it again?
I'm gonna try it because they trying to do little open mics now, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it again.
Okay. All right, so tell people how they can follow you and tell people how they can become a part of the artist culture that you guys are creating here in Shreveport. I really appreciate that because expression is so important. I write poetry. I probably write 2 poems a day.
Oh, for
Like
real?
literally, like I have composition notebooks like crazy because that's my
Oh, you
release.
tripping. You got some books up on it.
That is my release. Like it is my release. Like I have to in my notes in my phone, I just have to go and just get it out. I just type poems because it's really just my feelings and I can't say it to people. The stuff
So
I can't
So
say
your
it
style
to
of it,
people.
because it sounds like yours kind of like mine, like how I feel it right then, and I go ahead and jot it down, and write it.
It's my release. It's literally my release. Sometimes it's true poetry, right? Sometimes it rhymes, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's 3 lines, sometimes it's 3 paragraphs, and a lot of times it's 3 pages. But I have to get it out, and that's something that I've always done since I was in middle school. I got my last whooping when I was in the 8th grade. Oh no, my next to last whooping because I got my last whooping when I was 17. But I got my last whooping when I was in the 8th grade because I wrote a poem called A Freak's Prayer. And my mama wouldn't have never known about this poem, but my sister was mad that I wouldn't clean up the kitchen because it was her day. And so my sister gave my mama the poem. And the poem started and said, "Now I lay me down to rest with a big fact between my... If I should within the night, I tell you now, it's going to be tight."
Oh,
Had nobody
I
nothing.
can imagine what you be writing now then.
Had nobody nothing. Girl.
I know you be cutting them now because they
black and blue.
Lord.
No, not black and blue for real though. But I had to pick another
See,
thing
I
to
be
do at
scared
church.
to write. I just started writing notes. Like, I think Karen is the reason why I wrote my first one because we did the 51 Shades of Intimacy. The first reason why I ever wrote one. I was so nervous, scared. I felt like I was like butt naked in front of everybody, telling them how freaky I was.
And see, my friends at that time were having sex. And so they had been talking about what it was. Like, my friend had just lost her virginity. And so she had been talking about popping of the cherry. And so I didn't know what popping of the cherry was. And
popping of the cherry.
I spit out his water. But, you know, so it was just crazy that they were, from my friends' stories, had never experienced anything. But from my friends' stories, I was just, you know, writing this poem. But then I did come back with another poem called Don't Blow in My Ear.
Yeah, you was
And
creative.
so, but I was letting them know, like, you know, hey, I'm a girl, you know, and I got these feelings too, but don't blow in my ear because I ain't ready to take it there. My kid gonna have a house and a dream, you know, and all that other stuff. But and even when I was a teacher in the classroom, I would make my kids write. I would make them write because it's the release. Like I was dating a guy. And we would have been married if I could just get his ass to write in. He has so much on the inside. Yeah. And when we're fighting stuff on the inside, it ain't got nowhere to go. We're just fighting, it's just stuck on the inside of you. But writing is a release. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So poetry, Maya Angelou is like my favorite person. I won a $500 thing for I was doing a talent. I used to do pageants and crap. And so I won $500 doing Phenomenal Woman. And I really, because she really encouraged women to write. You know what I'm saying? And like that's how she healed a lot of what she went through by writing it and just kind of see. Now it was on the inside. Now I've written it and I see it, and now I can go from here. I can figure it out. I can you know fix whatever I need to fix and things of that sort. So I think that kids nowadays need to get back to writing.
That's a fact.
I think that's one of the reasons why these boys are shooting people up. I feel like that's why the girls shooting each other up too.
They don't have nowhere to release or don't know how to.
The release is that trigger. And that ain't good because your life is gone.
Right.
All right, so girl, we'll sit here and talk all day. Tell the people how they can follow you on social media. Remind them on how they can catch your event every second Sunday. Tell them.
All right, so y'all can follow me on Facebook at Sophia Philosophy Fields. That's my personal page. But I also have the Book of Philosophy, like pretty much where I post all my poems. I also have a poetry group. It's called Shreve Poets. So y'all look that up and join. It's a whole bunch of people that don't even do poetry regularly, like in their expressing themselves,
Right.
and I love that. You can also, that's pretty much it for social media. But every second Sunday, I will be at CC Does Art and Events at 5500 Uella, Suite 103. We do the Phi Factor local stage every second Sunday. So if you are interested, please hit me up, DM me. I'll add you to our artist group. And we also have an artist group too, where we chat, like a group chat, where we exchange different artists, things that we got going on, or any events that we have going on or want to join. But yeah, 5 to 8 every second Sunday, and that's pretty much it.
And I got to shout out to my homegirl, Trina Taylor. Trina, she's super, super dope. She does poetry, Phoenix.
Oh, man.
Things. Trina.
I'm sorry.
Listen.
I got to give my shout out
Come
to
on.
Phoenix.
Come on, because that's...
Phoenix is another reason why we wrote our book. Like, Phoenix is... I love LaTronda. I love her.
And let me tell you my story with Trina. So Trina actually... Did you know Trina was a comedian?
Yeah, that's who I went with to go do the open mic.
So listen, so Trina with my Wild Out Wednesday that I was just talking about. So that actually was an initiative that Trina and I started together.
Yeah.
Because I used to do back to school giveaways before it was a fad for everybody to give back to school giveaway. Me and Trina did Wild Out Wednesday. We did it downtown at Crystal Stairs, and we did it to raise money for the back to school giveaway.
Yeah.
Because Trina I was doing Tickle Me Tuesday and Tickle Me Thursdays at Brooklyn's Lounge, and she had done several. Right, I make me feel so old. But Trina, I brought her up because she's just so dope. She's another one of those supportive. Y'all have no idea. For every positive post that you see on for every positive post you see on my Facebook, I've had 10 times days full of tears. Right? You know what I'm saying? Trina it's amazing how it could be one of my days where I'm just super, like I'm in school getting my doctorate degree right now, and I still feel like I'm not doing enough.
Yeah.
Like I'm researching literally 8 hours a day, but I still feel that I'm not doing enough. So I was like on myself hard. I had just lost my job, just like not feeling, and it wasn't even my fault. Hell, they just decided not to go along with the contract. And I was just on myself heavy, and Trina just texted me. She was like, "Hey D, get up." I was literally laying in the bed, and she was like, "Get up." I was like, "What are you talking?" I was like, "I'm up." I was saying, "I'm up," like I'm awake. And she was like, "No, get up. Like get up. Like no matter what you think it is, no matter what's holding you down, God got you here for a reason. Like this probably keep happening because He wants you to do your own thing. I really don't even know what He doing, but He just told me to hit you up and say, get up."
I'm telling you, like don't let her think